Good afternoon. I see Facebook is on. I don't really expect there to be many people here today. I don't expect there to be many people here today because I joined everything late, but I did promise that I would do a live, and I like to be a man of my word. So since I promised I would do one, I am here. I am here, and I am doing one. I got so much going on today. I got a video project that I'm actually working on that I promised would be done today. So I gotta get working on that and get that done. Um, but good afternoon for anyone who chooses to tune in. Jason, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I actually didn't expect there to be virtually anyone here because I'm so late, and I can only do like a half hour. But I thought, again, I promised that I would come on. So I said, I got to be a man of my word. So I decided to come on. J Rose, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hold on. Let's go here. Let's go here. No, not quite. Jason, show does not quite take priority over the other projects. Um, but I appreciate y'all showing up. Wow. Um, man, Russia just invaded Ukraine. And I know that nobody has, Brandon, no one has an appetite for war. No one has an appetite for a war. But you can't just, the world community can't just let this happen. And I don't think sanctions are going to be a big deal. I'm going to mindset that some ground troops are eventually, or some sort of something. I mean, we'll be in a situation where NATO, the United States, other allies will be given Ukraine weapons and providing support kind of behind the scenes. But daggone Vladimir Putin, man, he seemed to be crazy. But at the same time, look, I don't live in that part of the world. I don't live in that part of the world. So I know the news that we get. We get news that's just what it is. But we don't know if that stuff is real, if that stuff is true. We really don't know. Um, but an invasion, man, that's a big deal. An invasion is a big deal. So I don't know what we're gonna do. The world community. I don't know what the world community is gonna do, but it's crazy. Regina says she got her tickets. All right. Well, good. Now, did you win tickets when I was on giving them away? Did you win tickets or did you just go buy some tickets? Hold on, put up there so people know what I'm talking about. Regina, did you win tickets or did you just go buy tickets? I'm sorry, but I don't remember. Candy D, good afternoon. Where's 45? 45 is saying that Putin is a genius. He's saying that Putin is a genius. Renita, good afternoon. Good afternoon. And I don't. There's still a chance that that dude is going to get elected to another term as president. If somebody doesn't hurry up and do something, I know that there are things, processes that have to be dealt with, but Glenn say we are just going to sit back and watch those people die. Don't understand why European countries don't stand up to Putin. He's kind of next door. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we just going to sit back and watch them die, though, Glenn. I don't know what we're going to do, but I mean, Putin did, if my understanding of what I read is correct, he said, look, don't be getting involved. United States, NATO, he said, this ain't none of y'all business. Don't be sticking your nose in our business or else. Cleopatra Jones, good to see you as well. Good to see you as well. Are we on the precipice of a nuclear war? Potentially? This is, I mean, it's actually, it's not happening, on this continent, but this is actually a little scary. It's a little scary because, theoretically, we could be looking at the beginning of another world war if some don't happen, if somebody, play their cards a little wrong. We could be looking at the beginning of another world war. And I said a while ago, my appetite for war is gone. Like, not that I ever had one, but my appetite for war is just gone. Like, I don't want to see any troops in harm's way, but definitely not U.S. troops in harm's way. But depending on how this go, wow, it could end really bad. It could end really bad, or it could go on for a really long time. I don't know what the options are. Because again, look, I'm not over in Europe. I'm not over in Europe. I don't know everything that's going on. I know the stories that I read, but of course, we're getting stories with a Western. We're getting stories with a particular slant. And I have no reason to not believe them, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And I don't, as sad as it's, I don't trust the media necessarily to tell the whole story. The media is going to tell the story the way they spin the story to fit the narrative that they want it to fit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that Russia should be invading any other country. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying there's always a little bit more to the story that we don't know. Yeah, we're basically to the point. What's up? I got more news than you. And I don't, man, it would just, it'd be all bad. It'd be all bad. Okay, yes, I won them. I was the caller that you gave. I don't know, I gotta put it on the screen to read it. I won them. I was the caller that you gave the question about a producer for a Bobby Brown song. You know you was wrong for that. That was a good question. But I don't remember what you answered, but you got your tickets. That's really all that matter. I was watching Lincoln Ware show today, and I just had to comment. I have to comment on the Pharaoh. Actually, less comment on the Pharaoh, more comment on Lincoln. Y'all know Lincoln believed that, right? Lincoln really believes that. There's a little part of him that believes it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been. How many of y'all believe? How many of y'all believe in the Pharaoh? I mean, he wouldn't have been saying that. He would have just been saying, "Oh, you crazy." There's a little part of him that believe it. Let's see. Don says the war affects us all. In some way, shape, or form, I'm sure it will. what prices are going up on things. Some of that is just some price gouge and stuff. Because look, if I was in a sector um where I sold oil, my prices would go up. I would take probably any opportunity to price gouge. So it will affect. James says, "Man, I didn't know you left the buzz." Well, left is a different way. I was let go. I I won't take the vaccine, so I got fired. It's really that simple. But yes, and Raven is still there. Raven is still there, and I believe that she's going to be starting a show, which is good, which is a good thing. And y'all support that young lady if she does. Y'all support that young lady if she does. Because can I tell y'all a secret? Jeannie says, just saw Lincoln receive his reward or award. Sorry. Good. Good. I turned the station before Pharaoh got too deep. He didn't get deep. It was just funny. I just thought it was funny. What was I about to say? So you saying Raven took the vaccine? No, I'm not saying that. She may not have. Remember, with me, they're not doing things like normal people. Like they had their policy. It had to be a year ago. It feels like it was over a year ago, but maybe not quite. But they had their policy for a while. And they did a round or two of firing people for not getting the vaccine. They turned down people's requests for exemption, and they fired a whole lot of people. And I thought, hey, I'm probably good. And y'all know they started telling me to take the test once and then twice. So I thought I was good. And then out of nowhere, they like, all right, this is your last chance. But and then, again, it's all good. I'm not griping about it at all. But to assume that Raven already, maybe they just haven't gotten to her. Maybe maybe she has, or maybe they haven't gotten to her. But either way, what difference do it make? It's her decision. She get to choose what she want to do, and it's nobody's business if that young lady is vaccinated. Nobody's business. You was going to tell us a secret. Good things will follow. I believe it. See, Raven mostly had a good meeting. She was smiling through the mic when Lincoln mentioned she may have her show soon. I hope she does. And I hope y'all support her. Support her. I applaud you for standing on your morals. The vaccine is not the only answer. Agreed. It's not. Nat survived layoffs at his company. Good. I thought I had survived too. Some people were asking me, like people at the company, like, what did you do? How did you make it? I was like, I don't know. And I guess when all is said and done, I didn't. Them folks restarted. You was the best and only thing going at the station because thank you, but that's not true. Lincoln does a good show, and there's nothing wrong with that. Why didn't you go to Lincoln's award ceremony? I was busy. That's really it. Busy. I got stuff that I'm doing here. Like I said, I didn't come on here until about almost 20 minutes ago, because I got a project that I'm working on. And, I support Lincoln, but Lincoln would be all right. Tell us the secret. What secret? Did I say I was about to tell a secret? I don't remember saying that. Uh, why your background look like the wall at Harps? What is Harps? I don't know what Harps is. I don't know what Harps is. I agreed with you when you said they really cared about everyone protected. If they really cared. If they really care. Y'all remember not too long ago, Lincoln Warren, who's fully vaccinated, like fully vaccinated and boosted. And, y'all know Lincoln would make love to the shot if he could. That's how much he loved that vaccination. So he got it. And he could have passed it around. And if he had been coming into the office at that time, nobody would have known, really. Harps is an old skating rink in Evendale. Oh, I've never been to Harps, but I don't know. It was a background that I saw online and I said, I like that. So I'm going to roll with it. That's the Rona making me forget. I really don't remember saying that I was going to tell somebody a secret. What was the secret about? At this point, I feel companies shouldn't force the vaccine to employees at this point because they know people can still get COVID with the vaccination. Right. I've been saying for a long time, it's a power move. And just the fact that they can kind of randomly pick out whoever they want to pick out. They can randomly pick out whoever they want to pick out and say, did you get the vaccine? It's a power move. Because I believe that there are still people, of course, with the company who has not been vaccinated. And what makes my religion any less? Here's what bothers me about it. If I say this is what I believe, then this is what I believe. And again, I think I went through this. You have to either be telling me you don't believe that. And of course, who the hell are you to tell me what I believe? Or you have to be telling me that's not a valid religion. Or that's not a valid interpretation of a scripture. And again, who are you to tell me that my interpretation of a scripture or a series of scriptures aren't valid? So now you're determining whether or not my religion is valid. Who gives you the right? As a company, as a corporation, who gives you the right? So I don't know. It's a power move, but again, it is what it is. In terms of me, I don't like it, just period, across the board. I've never liked it. I didn't like it from the beginning, and I still don't like it. But like I believe it's Glenn. Glenn says, hey, you got to make a decision. And these are grown-up decisions. I lost 1/16. I lost 1/16 of my card because I never heard of harps. I never heard of harps. Heard of Golden Skate. Heard of what's the other spot? What's the other spot? I was hip to the spot out in Springdale. I was hip to the spot up on Gilbert, but not harps. I was hip to the spot, the Fun Factory. So what time is this show on? It all depends. It all depends. I know that sounds so jacked up and, dare I say ghetto, but it all depends. It'll probably end up being 3 o'clock, if anything, but it all depends. If Raven starts the show, it'll probably be 3 o'clock. If Raven doesn't start a show, it'll probably be 1 o'clock. And sometimes it might just be recorded depending on, when I can get to it. What did I use as a religious reason to not get vaccinated? And what is the belief? Maybe I can try it. Well, it didn't work for me, even though it is truly what I believe. And for me, it's just really simple. I believe in God, and I believe that God is a healer. I believe that God can protect me from things. And I don't believe God need any help to protect me. And if I'm supposed to get it, then I'm supposed to get it. Like Lincoln was supposed to get it. Lincoln did everything he could to not get it, but he got it. He was supposed to get it. And there are non-vaccinated people out here who have never gotten it. So if I'm supposed to get it, I'm supposed to get it. If I'm supposed to die from it, I'm supposed to die from it. If God can't heal me, then what am I saying about God? So that's where, that's where I was. Now I did have some scriptures to, back me up. I did have some scriptures to back me up. But they rejected it. Roller World. Thank you. Fun Factory, Roller World. USA Skates. That was the one that was in Coleraine. If it's not still there, right? Three until I say, all right, I'm out. Peace. Carolyn would prefer one. Raven. I want y'all to support Raven. I want y'all to support Raven. He finally converted you, and you didn't even know it. No, it was not an Eli thing. When am I going to start taking calls? I don't know. People don't call my show anyway. When I was on the radio and had the number that everybody know, people didn't call my show. So I don't know. I don't know. I got to look into setting that up and everything, but I don't know. Let me see. Late Night News said the CDC isn't or hasn't released updated COVID data because they don't want people to get the wrong idea, meaning the cases are not up, but way down. And the data shows that, so they don't want to post it and have people thinking, and then it cut off. Yeah. Did I make my calls yesterday? Yeah, I made my calls. I had a meeting. Yes, I did. No, it was off Kemper. USA Skates? Huh. All right. USA Skates was in Sharonville. Then I'm not familiar with USA Skates. In Sharonville? I'm not familiar with USA Skates. It's the skating place that's in Coleraine. Look, I'm not 100% against medicine. I'm not against medicine and doctors and stuff, but It's still something about that daggone vaccine I don't trust. I'm keeping my eye on y'all. That's all I'm saying. I'm keeping my eye on y'all. And if anything happens, somebody need to be here. Somebody need to be here to shoot y'all all in the head when y'all turn into zombies if that happens. Somebody need to be here to do that. Put up a poll if you can. I don't know if I can put up a poll on here. I imagine that I probably could, because there's a lot of things that this thing will do that I have not explored. A lot of things that this thing will do that I have not explored. USA changed to golden skates. Okay. I have no idea who has the best soul food in Cincinnati. UC Hospital was extremely overwhelmed with patients. My mom was in the ER and waiting for a bed. She was released from ER and she's still at home. She's doing better. Good. Yeah, zombies. I don't know what this daggone vaccine gonna do to y'all. Y'all taking some mRNA stuff, which, some unproven. Gotta see what's gonna happen. And somebody gotta be here. Somebody gotta be around. Now, I know some people, the vaccine gave them superpowers, but some people were not quite as lucky. But again, I'm not out here. Look, I encourage people to take the vaccine. I encourage people, if you are high risk, you know what I'm saying, you risking getting the or at least maybe were risking, because it does kind of seem like coronavirus is just going away. Seem like it's just going away. Like I tried to get them. I wasn't all that successful. Okay, I quit. Call in the troops. Retreat. Let's go back home. It's kind of what it feel like at this point. But do I believe in the flu shot? I believe the flu shot exists. Am I taking the flu shot? No, not at all. Do you have a community tab yet? No, I'm not even sure what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, God put a lot of those imperfect people in this world to help us be not as chaotic. So God does use these folks as healers, but not the number one healer. God trumps all. Oh, well, I don't know. If you're signed up for the notifications, you should get it anytime I go live. Pamela can appreciate my skepticism on not getting the vaccine. Yeah, I agree with you, Pamela. And it is just skepticism. Don't trust the new mRNA technology with vaccines. I don't trust it yet. Maybe at some point, after a few years, 6, 7, 8 years. Exactly how long do clinical trials go on? How long do clinical trials go on? I'm going to look into that, because I said I was going to give it maybe 2 years. I feel like I'm closing in on that 2 years. But I still don't trust it yet. I don't know what that means, Sav one. Cool background. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, I made it from a kit. No, I found it online and I liked it. They did hit the scare tactics really hard. They hit the scare tactics really hard. I don't know if there is a new variant out. I don't know if there is. And if because somebody had said earlier that there was information that the CDC had that they weren't releasing because the numbers are coming down and they don't want to release that information. That's horrible. That's horrible. Release the information if the information is good. Release the information if the information is bad. And let people make up their minds. I don't understand the idea. I kind of do, but I don't understand the idea of, hey, we're gonna make your decisions for you based on the information that we choose to give you kind of piecemeal. Just tell me what's up. I don't need the government or some government agency to protect me from information. That's offensive to me. That's offensive. I don't need you to protect me from information. Give me information. The more information, don't most of us agree, the more information, the better. Because it allows us to make decisions. Some people are going to make decisions you don't like. Some people are going to make the decision that you want them to make with the information, but you give people the information. Hold on, let's see. Vernon says, yes, there's a new variant in Africa and Australia. Is it more deadly or less deadly like Omicron? Respect, love, and blessings. Why would you want to set Raven up to sell out? Radio One should be ashamed of themselves. If you're not given a responsible choice, you're getting an irresponsible choice. I don't know that I'm setting her up to sell out. Raven's a grown woman. And, she's kind of bright. She makes the best decisions or the decisions that she believes are best for her. And if she don't want to sell out, then she won't sell out. I guess it all depends on here's my definition of a sellout. This is my definition of a sellout. It's simple. If you take money over your principles, you take some money to compromise your principles, you sold out. And you're not necessarily a sellout because you don't agree with me. So every black person who don't agree, black power, all that kind of stuff, they're not necessarily a sellout. Because it's some poor dudes who ain't getting nothing for it. They just stupid. That's not fair. They just don't see things the way that I see them. But if you believe this and you strongly believe this, and then somebody say, I give you $1,000 to work against that, and you take it, you just sold out. That's what a sellout is to me. And sure, that'll go with your job. So if your job say you take this vaccine in order to keep your job, or you get fired and you don't believe in taking the vaccine. Now, not if you kind of back and forth, like, I don't know what to do, whatever. But if you just staunchly don't believe in it and then you do it just for the money, you sold out. Being a sellout is it's not like an evil thing. Being a sellout is not an evil thing. It's a decision. Sometimes it's a business decision. Sometimes it's a business decision. So to me, that's what being a sellout is. I don't perceive that Miss Monday will be a sellout. But if she is, all right. Because you got to eat. You got to eat. And so sometimes, I mean, I'm sure I've sold out on some things. There's some things that I didn't necessarily believe in, but I did take money for it. So, it there are levels, I guess, of selling out. There are levels. You got to do what you got to do. So that's that. Uh Somebody said that don't make sense. What don't make sense? What what did I say that don't make sense? Everything that I said makes perfect sense. Don says his uncle passed from COVID last February before the vaccine. He had an underlying condition the family was not aware of. Oh, well, that's bad. I hate to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Period. Man, that's bad. I thought the government mandated that people who didn't want the vaccine could take the COVID test every week. No, the government did not mandate that. Biden did attempt to mandate taking the vaccine for companies like over 100 people. But the Supreme Court, private companies, the Supreme Court shut that down. So, that's that. So you used to be a stripper? Huh? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Where did I become a stripper? When did that become a thing? Um, I did not say I sold out for no chicken change, but I mean I've compromised here and there. Yeah, I've compromised here and there. I think a lot of life is about compromises. A lot of life is about compromises. I commend you on your stance. I sold out. I took the vaccine even though I did not believe in it. And I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Because, sometimes you make the decision that's best for you. Oh, okay. That's how I became a stripper. Okay. But no, I've never been a stripper. Even though, I like to think I could make a little bit of change. Uh, you know, I think I could make a little bit of change. I could get some tips. Um, but yeah, we got a for real war going on in the world. And it's just crazy. And these potholes, it is like driving an obstacle course out there. I said I was only on I said I was only going to be on for a half hour, even though I've hit that half hour. But it's like driving an obstacle course out here, dealing with these potholes. But I heard AFTAP saying that they're gonna be doing mandatory overtime and stuff like that to make the fill the potholes, to make the potholes go away. And you can't blame AFTAP for potholes. You can't blame AFTAP for potholes. You can't blame city council for potholes. Just the weather is blame Mother Nature for Mother Nature and Father Time, I guess. Can't be sexist. Got to blame both of them. Hold on. I saw something that said no disrespect. No disrespect to you or her. You just know a little bit more about the people than she does. You seen this coming, just like some of us. I don't know. Those daggone meetings. Oh, they just drive you crazy. What about when you start? Hold on. These things are going kind of quickly. What about when you start school? Uh, you have those, you do not, Phyllis, you do not have to take those shots when you start school. I know a lot of people think you do, but you don't. But you don't. I know a number of people who didn't get all of those vaccinations that they tell us that we're supposed to get, that they encourage you to get, that they scare you into believing that you can't go to school if you don't get. I know a number of people who themselves didn't get it and who don't get it for their children. And, they are still alive. They're still well. They're still healthy. They're not, running around looking like the Elephant Man or nothing like that. Was that insensitive? I don't know much about the Elephant Man. I apologize if I offended anybody about the Elephant Man. But yeah, no, there are a lot of people who don't get those vaccines that they tell us you're supposed to get. That's not true. I know what people believe it, but it's not necessarily true. Are the potholes worse because they didn't fix them properly last year? Probably not. Probably not. I don't know all the science behind it, but I know with the heat and the cold and the ice and all that kind of stuff, the stuff expand and contract and expand and contract, and then you got people driving over it during that same process, and no, it just break. Potholes just happen. Potholes happen. What's good, TC? I fear what I let them put in my body. Hopefully you'll be all right. But just know this. Just know this. If y'all think I'm being like trying to be funny, but I'm really not. I don't know. They've been making movies, and look, I know they're movies, but I believe some of this stuff that they put in movies, they know is real, and they put it out there to get us used to the idea of certain stuff. And some of it, they put it out there as warnings. I really do believe that. So, look, when I was seeing movies about what's the one with Will Smith, and y'all know I don't even like Will Smith like that. I can't think of it's not Omega Man, but it's that movie, I Am Legend. And they had a cure for cancer, and next thing you know, everybody is kind of zombie whatever things. Man, all I'm telling you, Gerald/Lewis, is just trust and believe this. If you do turn into a zombie, I will be here to put you out of your misery. I'm not taking the vaccine in part to help y'all so that y'all are not suffering. Isn't there a new manager in the department that handles snow removals and street treatments? They ran out of whatever that blue stuff is. Apparently, he's running things differently. But I don't think that has anything to do with the potholes. The potholes happen. Again, the streets freeze. We get that freezing rain. We get that ice storm that we got. Stuff freeze. Then it thaw out. And y'all know what? It was almost 70 degrees the other day. So then it thaw out, and then it freeze, and then it thaw out, and then it heat up, and then it freeze, and then it thaw out, and then it heat. There's a lot of expanding and contraction going on. Karen talking about the vaccines. You don't. My grandchildren are not taking one, and they're in school right now. Yeah, you don't have to take those. You don't have to take those. I didn't mean to offend the Elephant Man. Good to see you too, Edward. Uh, Sold out with Amazon. Had to take a totally different shift, different days in order for me to get full benefits and a raise, a night shift. I returned back to my regular shift. I don't know if that's a sellout. I don't know if that's being a sellout. Somebody said enemy of the state was out before GPS. It ain't gonna be no purge. It ain't gonna be no purge. Now that one is just ridiculous. Yes, the Jetsons too. Uh, Charlie Winburn. Hey, how you doing, Charlie Winburn? Um, Somebody told me, Charlie Winburn, that you think that I don't like you. Somebody told me that because I'll be saying that Lincoln Ware be blocking for you and stuff. That's not a knock on you. And I say this publicly. I like Charlie Winburn. I think Charlie Winburn is a good dude. I've spent a lot of time with Charlie Winburn. I've had conversations with Charlie Winburn. I like Charlie Winburn. I always accuse Lincoln of blocking, not just with you, but with anybody that he blocked for. Like if somebody called my show when I had a show on the radio station and criticized you, people got a right to be critical. I mean, especially, as a public figure. When I tease Lincoln about blocking because, you his friend and Lincoln go hard for his friends. And that's an admirable trait, but it's mock worthy. So me teasing him about blocking you has nothing to do with me disliking you or anything like that. So I don't know if the person who told me that had heard it from you or what, but it's not the case. I like Charlie Winburn, and I wish you all the success as well, sir. But Lincoln do be blocking for you. Let me see. What did Will Smith do to you, E-Man? Who do you like celebrity-wise? Will Smith didn't do anything to me. I took issue with Will Smith when Will Smith, see, that's why I call Will Smith a sellout, and that's why I don't like Will Smith. Will Smith, and he may not be, but I believe he is. Will Smith, there was a time, remember when Will Smith said he wasn't going to ever rap again? He was giving up rapping because it had become too misogynistic and so on and so forth. Talked about this trip that he took. He went to Africa, and on the walls was posters of Biggie and Tupac, and it was just, and he went into this thing and he wasn't going to rap again. Remember that? I thought that was irresponsible. But if that's what he believed, different people believe different stuff. I'm all right, cool. So I didn't have no beef with him doing it. But then the next thing I know, he was getting jiggy with it. He was rapping again. Money will do that. Money will do that. I don't like it when people take shots at an art form just for the sake of taking shots at the art form until the art form can serve them. I don't like that. So that's why I don't like Will Smith. Phyllis said, you can't start school in this city without these shots. I've been told this. Mrs. Phyllis Banks, whoever told you that misled you. Whoever told you that misled you. That is not true. I know children, again, I know people who are not vaccinated, and I know children who are currently in school and not vaccinated. Someone misled you on that. Make sure I've definitely turned zombie before you help me out. hey, you just make sure your skin is good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you can talk. As you come up to me, your skin all peeling, you know what I'm saying? You limping around. You need help. So you better figure out, I have a sign that says, I'm dealing with some stuff, with some conditions. I broke my hip and I need a knee replacement, and something is going on with my throat and I got a bad skin condition, something hey, because you didn't, yeah, it's time to go. You've been vaccinated too? No, no, no. You better have a sign. I'm just saying. How's Dave Stinger doing? Dave Stinger's doing good. Dave Stinger's doing good. I talked to him just the other day. He's good. He still support me. I like that brother. What did you say about your foot? There was something about you took the vaccine and your foot was something or another. It was somebody else had a super throat. He took the vaccine and his throat turned super. So yeah. Vaccine affects different people different ways. Okay, Winburn said he never believed that, and he loves me. Mr. Winburn, I love you. All right. They told me I had to get used to saying I love you to men. It's weird to me. It's weird to me, but all right. No, Gerald. Once you become a zombie, you're no longer a black man. You're a zombie. Zombies don't have now that where people I don't see color. If you was I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna shoot that zombie because he was a black person before he turned into a zombie. No. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Glenn, does he take criticism well? Somebody say Winburn is like a cop. There's no such thing as a good cop. See, I disagree with that all around. I don't think Winburn is like a cop, but I do believe there is a such thing as a good cop. I think they're few and far between, but they exist. That cop, I don't remember where it was, who stopped that sergeant from abusing that citizen, and then remember he grabbed her by the neck and pushed her up against the wall. If you ask me, that's a good cop. The good cop is the one that will stop a bad cop from doing bad stuff and then report his or her ass. So, yeah, I don't know that I don't know that I agree with that. You have to take those shots. You can't start school in this city without those shots. I've been told this. Somebody told you wrong. Somebody told you wrong. That's not true. I'm telling you, it's not true. Now you have to have a reason, kind of like with the vaccine. They want you to have some reason for not taking it. But you can get exemptions. Someone has misled you. Either they misled you or you misunderstood. I would imagine that it's them misleading you because they want you to have those vaccines. Talking about Will Smith, maybe he had a change of heart. Maybe. Then come out and say that. I mean, if you so public about your disdain for the art form, then once you have a change of heart, I think you got to come out twice as hard to let people know I've had a change of heart. You don't bash just an art form for the sake of bashing it and then have a change of heart and don't say nothing. That's irresponsible if you ask me. So maybe he did have a change of heart. He should have let that be known. He didn't. Good to see you still talking. I agree with about 72.5% of what you say. Oh, Troy, come on, we got to get that up. We got to get that up. You need to come on over to the light side. Come on over to the light side. Trust me, this side is the light side. Come on over to the light side. We need to get you up in the high 90s. In the high 90s. Somebody says Russia just took control of the Chernobyl nuclear plant. And I know that's a big deal, even though I have to say, I don't know why that's a big deal. I know it's a big deal, but I don't know. I haven't really given much thought to why that's a big deal. I mean, I know it's a nuclear plant, but they got nuclear weapons already. They got plenty. And I don't think that Chernobyl is functional, right? But I'm telling you, I'm ignorant on this. So I know it's a big deal because people keep saying it's a big deal. But I don't know why it's such a big deal. Talking to Mrs. Phyllis, I don't remember your last name. You can get an exempt form from your doctor. I was a teacher for over 10 years. Ask your doctor. Yeah, super throat. I'm way behind on comments. They coming in too fast for me. Somebody called in trying to convince me to get the vaccine, one of these super vaxxers. And basically they was making stuff up. I got the vaccine, and at the time, my throat was something or another. I can't even remember what it was. If somebody remember what it was with his throat, but there was something wrong with his throat. I think he was going to have surgery or something. It was something wrong with his throat. And next thing you know, he got the vaccine. Not only did his throat heal up, it became stronger than ever. I don't know what you do with a really strong throat, but yeah. Yeah. I'm so far behind on these comments. Tony says, I missed it. Did you use the intro music? No, I can't use that. The whole copyright thing. That's why I never did it. Even when I was there, I never did it like live on the air because y'all don't see all of the comments that come for me. But they would always send me and we muted this portion. And if you continue to do this, so on and so forth. So, yeah. Art forms are just vehicles. Why didn't Will Smith just shut up and make his contribution with his own message? How Will going to attack rap and then make European movies to promote the same rap messages? That's the way I felt. And that's why I don't really care for Will Smith. Chernobyl is useless, isn't it? It's a defunct place because of the mishap that happened there years ago. I thought so, but maybe look, I'm certain that there's a reason why they don't want them to have control of Chernobyl. I'm certain that there's a reason. I just don't. I'm ignorant to that reason. I'll do some reading. I'll do some reading on it. Try to find out some information as to why. But as it stands right now, I'm ignorant on that. You don't think with Russia nuclear technology knowledge and with their nuclear scientists, they can reactivate their plant? It's a reason why they took it over. And again, I don't know why they took it over. I would imagine they got enough nuclear weapons for whatever they might need them for. And I know, people are always producing things, but what about the shot cards you got to show before you start school? Mrs. Banks. again, I understand that's what you were told. I wholeheartedly believe that's what you were told. What I'm trying to tell you, and I don't know how to necessarily bring it home, but I'm trying to tell you that there are ways that you don't have to do that. So if you were, and I would love to know the context in which you were asking and that you were told. If you were considering sending your children or your grandchildren to school and they told you in no uncertain terms, can you do that without these shots? And you were even asking them, like, can I go to a doctor? Can I get an exemption? My religion, my something or another. And they were telling you under no circumstances, then they just misled you. But yeah, I mean, if you just walk in like, I want to sign on my kids, had they had their shots? No. Well, they need to have their shots. Well, can they start before they get their shots? No, they need to have their shots. The shots. Okay. Then yeah, that's what you were told. But sometimes you got to push a little harder, and then you find out that what they told you isn't the full story. It isn't the full story. So, Miss Banks, I'm telling you, there are kids right now in CPS who don't have any of those vaccines. I'm telling you. Zakia and Sister Bridge can compose a theme song for your intro. And I don't, if I would have done anything slightly different, I would have taken some of those sound clips with me, but I didn't. But if I would have done anything different, because I would have loved to have played, you know, Mr. Mims singing Tell Me, or Zakia singing any number of songs that she sang. I would have loved to have the opportunity to play those songs. But yeah, they're not gonna give you information without you pressing them on it. In that way, it's like the police. In that way, it's like the police. You know, police come up and they can just come up and ask you out of nowhere, you got some ID? That don't mean you have to give it to them. And if you ask them, do I have to give you ID? They're going to try to figure out a way to make it sound like you have to give them ID. That's what they're going to do. If they want your ID. Do I have to give you ID? Yeah, I want some ID. Angela says, begin taking calls and record some new ones. I might get there. Look, I ain't even been gone from there for a week. Y'all already putting a rush on me. Come on. Give me a minute. I'm not supposed to be doing any of this. This week was supposed to be just me laying around in my drawers, eating cake, watching Maury, and First Amendment audits on YouTube. Picking out crumbs from my belly button, and that's what it was supposed to be. This week was supposed to be that. Then next week I was going to start, maybe considering doing this and, make some calls and get some stuff taken care of. And, kind of further contemplating what to do. What no little baby supposed to be. The little baby was here last night. She's hilarious. No little baby was supposed to be around. None of that kind of stuff. This week was supposed to be a week of nothing. I mean, I got this video project. So in all honesty, that was supposed to take up my entire week. But short of that, yeah, laying around either in the bed, on the couch, or on the floor with cake, um, Gatorade, or pop, and whatever Mrs. Livingston chose to give me to eat for like real sustenance. That was what it was supposed to be. Y'all already got me taking calls and starting a new network and that. Do you think the powers that be conspired to get rid of you because your show was too black? No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. To be completely honest, I think that the overwhelming majority of people within Radio One didn't even know that I had a show. As a matter of fact, I know that one person who's very high up in Radio One, who's actually the one who told me that I had to do a show, had no idea that I was doing a show. Like, if it's not Lincoln on the bus, there are people there who legit just don't care. So no, nobody was like, that show's too black. Got to get rid of it. He too black. No. That wasn't the case. There was a person who came in from out of town. Again, the person who told me, if you want to keep a job here at Radio One, you need to be an on-air personality. You have to have a show. Here is the time that your show gonna be on, and so on and so forth. Like, all right, I gotta do a show. That person came in from out of town one day, and I was going in to set up after Lincoln Ware's show. And when Lincoln was doing the show at the studio, we used to do a little back and forth sometime between us. So he had heard that, and he was like, that was pretty good. And me and Lincoln both looking at each other like, okay, thank you. And then he was like, but what are you getting ready to do? And I'm like, what do you mean? What am I getting ready to do? What are you getting ready to do? What you doing in the studio? So I'm getting ready to do my show. And he looked at Lincoln as if I was lying and said, he do a show? It was crazy. It was crazy. So no, nobody at Radio One was conspiring to do anything with regard to me and a show, because to a lot of them, I did not exist. I did not exist. I was actually told at one point, you know what your job is here at Radio One? By another higher up, much higher up. Your job is to make Lincoln Ware happy. That's all we care about. It's like, then y'all might as well fire me. For real, that's what I thought. Y'all might as well fire me then. Because I'm not here to make Lincoln Ware happy. If y'all want Lincoln Ware happy sitting to some Asian massage parlor, that's not what I do. I'm here to do my best to make the station run smoothly, and for us to actually, try to make any sort of a difference if we can. But yeah, a lot of people they didn't know. So no, there was no conspiracy or anything like that. It was just, they have a policy about those vaccines. It was really that. I know it's hard to believe that it could be that simple, but it really was that simple. I don't think anybody there hated me. Like, we got to get rid of this guy. He's a fly in the ointment. Or none of that kind of stuff. It was just, this is our policy. I didn't want Lincoln to get his Robert Kraft on. They wanted Lincoln to get his Robert Kraft on, and I wasn't going to be the one to see it happen. I wasn't the one to do it. I wasn't the one going to do it. So, yeah. And that's all true stuff. I can't say none of this. I feel like, I again, because I don't think they actually knew that I had a show. I don't think there's anyone there watching, what is he going to say about us? Except for maybe some local people, the local people knew, and, there was a respect for me and for what I do and all of that kind of stuff. But if you were not in Cincinnati, there might have been one person outside of Cincinnati, but if you were not in the Cincinnati market, in the office every day, you asked them who's Emanuel Livingston from Cincinnati, HR and legal could tell you. He's that dude that we get all them complaints on. That they knew. But other than that, what's this show about? They'd have been like, whatever it is, it must be offensive because we get a whole lot of complaints about it. But what do we talk about? Whatever we talk about, it must offend people because we get complaints about it. But nobody outside Cincinnati listens. So no, it wasn't. But I was saying, anything I say, I have to make sure it's honest, 100%, because you never know. Somebody might actually be watching. Like we did just fire this in, and he might go on and say some bad stuff about us, and then we had to sue him. And the defense to any lawsuit, like he slandered us. Was it true? What? Whatever you think he said that was slander. Whatever he said, was it true? Well, yeah, it was true. Get the hell out of my courtroom. That is your defense for slander. If it's true, it's not slander. So that's why I have to make sure everything that I say is true. Because I'm not trying to get sued. What little stuff I got, I kind of like. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them coming in taking it. Not that I believe they will, but you never know. Corporate is corporate. And that's corporate radio, corporate anything. Cash out and move on. You about to blow up, but work on your background. What is wrong with this background? This is a good background. Now, I might have changed the color temperature on me just a little bit. I might have that light right there. I might have toned that down a little bit, put a bit of a softbox on that. But other than that, I like this background. Hold on. Okay, I've seen some pro and I've seen some anti. I've seen some pro and some anti. Are we thumbs up on the background or are we thumbs down on the background? See, C likes the background. Is the Jason says better off sitting in front of a window. Are we thumbs up on the background or thumbs down on the background? Yes or no for the background? Yes or no for the background? We got a no. We got a thumbs up. We got a background sucks, but that's the same person who said no the first time. We got a yes on the background. Thumbs up. A no. A yes. I saw your yes, Glenn. Oh man, they're moving too fast for me. I think we all right on the background, y'all. I like the background. Look like the cheater's background. The background is too bright. Somebody should lure it up. Not a good look. How many times you gonna vote? I'm liking the background. It's gonna be Until I get my uh until I get my background thing done, until I get my logo done and all of that kind of stuff. This is gonna be the background. But I mean, not this, but this or something similar to this. This or something similar to this. Why is the background moving? I don't even know that I understand that question. Respect. That's the stuff I'm talking about. If you're not in the club, they don't care. They would just use you and you too. So good job getting out of there. They didn't respect you. I don't, it's just a background. It's a little motion background. Now, you know what would happen if it was just a still background? People would be like, why is it just sitting there? Why ain't the background doing something? It's just sitting there. Uh, all right, y'all. I've been here for over an hour, almost coming up on an hour and a half. I do have to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I still appreciate y'all supporting me. But I got to get this project done. I got to get this project done. That is the voice of in my head. That's the hater voice. In my head, that's the hater voice. Like I won't be surprised if I look up and I meet Lewis/Gerald, and I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing? What you doing today?" You know, that's in my head. That's the hater voice. Why is your background moving? Why is the background standing still? Why is your background black? Why is your background white? Why is your background different colors? Why you ain't got a background up? Why you not just in front of the window? Why you in front of the window? Why you just, you know what I'm saying? Either way it go, why you got all them books behind you? Why you ain't got no books behind you? Why you got that few number of books behind you? Why you got so many books behind you? Why you got to, no matter what, no matter what, somebody gonna be a hater, no matter what. Why your lighting look like that? Why you ain't got no lighting? Why you got so much lighting? Why is that light coming from the side? Why it look like it's a light behind you? Why you ain't got no light behind you? It's gonna be something. So, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. But yes, in my head, when I meet Lewis, that's how he gonna talk. How you doing, Emanuel? It's nice to meet you. I've been watching your show for a while and I finally get to meet you. Well, good to meet you too. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I really do. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. And Lewis, it's all in good fun. Gerald, Lewis, it's all in good fun. I don't actually think you sound like that. I don't actually think you sound like that. I don't actually think you a hater. I don't actually think you a hater. I just think you're really critical. And I think you're probably doing it you think it's gonna provoke me to, think more, do more. And because of that, I appreciate it. Because of that, I appreciate it. I got to get out of here. Until next time. It's been the afternoon experiment. I'm out, y'all. Peace.